Kirsten gonna tell DoorDash she never got her fucking food. So I had to come back because what the is this? Kirsten? Are you Kirsten?
Yes.
Why you said you never got your food on DoorDash? They literally gave me a violation on my account because the food never got delivered.
I'll correct it. I literally said, since you were knocking his door since 8 p.m., right when I ordered that, I did not.
I just dropped off like 2 orders and then came back.
No, I did. I swear to God. I swear on God, I did not leave any type of violation.
Okay, well, why y'all got the food sitting outside?
Because I was asleep. I mean, like...
Okay, well, yeah, literally as soon as I left, it said.
Okay, no, I'll leave it.
Okay, well, they already gave me the violation, so that's what I'm saying. I told them that you did get the food, so if they ask you or something, you need to let them know that you have it.
No, I will.
Okay.
I swear.
Peace and Pan-Africanism. And by no means am I intending to beat a dead horse. Peace and Pan-Africanism. And by no means am I intending to beat a dead horse. But my Democratic Party plantation slaves, I'm having a little bit of a problem with the fact that y'all crying over Kamala Harris, but y'all not crying over that $30 million that the Divine Nine gave her in one night to pay for campaign ads and commercials. If you're going to cry, don't cry because a white racist political party lost the election. You should be crying because the Black Greeks gave Kabamala $30 million in one night that the Black community can never get back. That the Black community can never get back. That the Black community can never get back. Why don't you cry about the $30 billion Black women in particular, but Black men as well, spend on beauty and hair products? Why don't we cry about all these Black girls who are being trafficked in this country? Why aren't we crying about all the homeless Black women with children living on the street? Why aren't we crying about all the young Black men who are losing their lives to senseless violence? Are we crying like this for these victims? Are we crying like this for these police genocide victims? But you crying for Kamala Harris? But you not crying for the $30 million the Divine Nine gave her to pay for useless commercials and ads, the money from which she's never getting back? Can we please stop the nonsense? Can we please get organized? Black queens forever, snow bunnies never, Pan-Africanism a perish. I'm the new leader of Black America. You either with me or you against me. The agenda is coming soon, 2025, Team Pan-African, King Kong consciousness. You either with us or you against us.
And don't act so surprised that y'all didn't see that Trump was going to win. I knew Trump was going to win. I knew Kamala wasn't going to win. I knew Kamala wasn't winning, and that's because Kamala represents what most modern women represent today, and that's that Me Too movement. And that Me Too movement has been up for a lot of you because they understand that y'all don't play fair. And see, it's not the fact that guys didn't want to do this with you. Like, guys don't mind working with you. They don't mind doing this teamwork with you. It's just the fact that you have shown them that when you get positions of power, you forget about teamwork, and you start working against them. And that's not fair. That's not how business operates. Like, get your feelings out the money. You don't know how to separate your emotions, and that's why America's not ready for a woman in office. That Me Too movement might have started with some females who really went through some real banding together. Real victims out here. But somehow, some way, y'all done let everybody in that bitch, and now their narrative is more louder than yours. Now it's just people who have made poor choices and poor decisions in their life with zero accountability. Everybody can claim victim. And that's not right. That's not fair. And until that narrative is a little bit more diluted, until that narrative is attached with responsibility and accountability. Like, I'm not gonna show up to a nigga house 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm just saying, women with accountability. I'm not gonna show up to a nigga house 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning if I didn't come to f. That's what a woman with accountability gonna do. You know what I'm saying? She gonna already have the conversation with herself, like, you going over there to f. That's what you doing. And then I already told her, like, yeah, you know, if I come over there and I'm trying to f, you show up at a house 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, you ain't trying to f, and the say, well, what the f is you here for? He not being funny. It's the real truth. Like, what the f are you here for? You mean to tell me that you would get out of your bed, drive? I don't give a if it's 5 minutes down the road, you would get out the house, closed and all, to come over to go sit in the house to have some conversation? You mean to tell me you that pressed for conversations? What about them options? Them options that you said you had. You was better off saying that you was getting out your bed to at least travel to get some dick. Now, that makes sense.
I voted for Donald Trump for one reason only. His policies, if implemented, would slow the dispossession of whites in the United States. If he were to deport all illegal aliens, if he were to think very hard about letting in any Muslims, all of this would slow the rate at which whites are becoming a minority.
Why are you so worried about the white dispossession of America?
Because I want my people to survive. There's excess trade. We don't control China. We don't control any place where whites are not a majority. And if we become a minority, we will not control our own destiny anymore.
Perpetuating the dispossession of white America.
That is true. That is true.
Would you say that you wouldn't want me in this country?
At some point, when my ancestors built this nation, they did not build it with the intention of giving it away to Mexicans or Chinese or Haitians or anyone.
To all the delivery drivers out there, it is imperative that you make sure that the person gets the delivery. Knock on the door, bang on the door, try to call them so they can come directly to the door and pick up the order so that they can go back to the app and state that, hey, I did get the order, so that you can see it while it's there. It's wrong when people decide to deliberately do something like this again on this platform or one of the 2 platforms. I've showed multiple times of people deciding to get their order and tell the app, Uber, Eat23, whatever it is, that, hey, I did not receive my appetizer. I didn't receive my order at all. And what inevitably happens is the fact that those delivery drivers are banned, or they just completely lose the ability to be on the app at all. Pretty much the same thing, but you get what it is that I'm stating. Nothing like this should take place. If somebody actually did steal your food, that's one thing. If somebody stole an item, that's another thing. But if you received your order and you turn around and lie in order to get somebody fired or to lose their job, all because you're too cheap and you want your money back on top of receiving something that should have been paid for, you realistically should serve jail time. I completely understand that people out here feel the need of not agreeing with Dr. Umar. They don't see eye to eye with many of the things that he states. But one thing is factual that he stated out of that whole thing, and that is the fact that you had a group of black people that came together and they pulled $20 to $30 million together in order to give to the Kamala Harris campaign. And that money was pretty much used for what? Commercials. It was used for ads. It was used for campaign areas. It was more than likely also used to pay off a lot of the artists in order to support the Democratic campaign. And as Brother Umar stated, that's money that the black community will never see or get back ever again at all. That's the thing that black people should be crying directly over. All of that money that was once there, that now the black community cannot use, cannot touch, can't do anything with. Matter of fact, this might even be a tax write-off, so she may even get a lot of those campaign donations or those funds directly right back. Because again, where does all of this money go once it gets spent? Once it's time for tax season, who gets that money? Who gets to recoup all of that? It's not the donors. So again, people need to pay attention and
look around. The other crazy part is the fact that after losing the election, Kamala Harris canceled all of the places that she was supposed to go so that people could see her and talk to her and whatnot or whatever. That's a very sore loser. Even if you lost, all of these people have faith, they have belief, they supported you blindly, all for you to give up, all for you to hightail and run and hide or sulk or do whatever it is that you want to do. She left all of her supporters hanging, all of the black people that voted for her. This is what she thinks of you. But even with all of that shown to people, nobody's going to blame Kamala. Nobody's going to get mad directly at her for how it is that she is acting. And again, this is somebody who was supposed to be the president of the United States, and she can't handle a simple loss. And this is how she treats those who supported her, who voted for her, who donated towards her. Interesting. I want to say past all of the verbiage that she was using that I, of course, had to edit out. This woman is right. Kamala represented something that obviously a lot of men did not agree with, and they saw it coming before it even started. And you had a lot of women that technically supported. You had a lot of women that, in a sense, really didn't care because they were going to get what it is that they wanted to get at the end of the day, which is being able to have the power, being able to wield it, being able to use it against any of those that they saw fit, anybody that they had a direct problem with. And that is how power corrupts. This is why she brought up the example of the Me Too movement. At one point in time, well, Me Too and Time Is Up. And also want to add in the fact of, I want to say the Time Is Up movement, or one of the movements. It was actually started by a black woman or black women. And then somehow, some way, other women ended up taking over and becoming the whole face and the whole push for that movement. Again, leaving black women to be abandoned and pretty much left in the dark. So along with that, you have the fact that women were going through some things, right? You actually had some victims that were there. You had real stories that were there. But what happened, as she stated, over time, you just started having any and everybody come up there just saying whatever it is that they wanted to state just so they can get some free publicity, 15 minutes of fame, and a little bit of money, while at the same time ruining lives, destroying lives. This is mainly what it turned directly into. This is why you don't see that movement anymore. The Time Is Up, the Me Too movement. What happened to those movements? Where are they at this moment in time? They were supposed to be so pivotal. They were supposed to be so important. Women are supposed to clean house around the government, around these businesses, around the United States. It was supposed to be women empowerment. But obviously with that power, it corrupted. And when you have power that corrupts, it's not going to last so long, only up until the point that it destroys itself. Very happy for this video to be out there, and I want to say shout out to this man for the conversation and for actually telling the truth. 98 or 99% of the true Americans out there, this is what they feel. This is what is at their core. This is what is directly on their mind. This is what they see every single day that they go out. This is what they see when they play video games, when they look at advertisements, when they look at the news, when they look at all of the people driving around their neighborhoods. This is what they look at and think about when they see the general population. They're like, where am I? I don't see myself anymore. Where is the representation of, or where is the reflection of me, my family, my values, my community, my everything, right? So because they are scared, because they are fearful, because they know that a change is happening and is happening at a very rapid rate, they are trying to do everything in order to stop it. So this is why they pull back on women's rights to do certain things. This is why they've banned and outlawed certain things. And this is why they put President Trump directly in office. It wasn't for really any other policies or to really, straighten up business. It was to make sure that they still have the power. they still have the representation, that their population was still going to have the control. They want to make sure that there is going to be a generation or generations of them. They want to make sure that their reflection, that their stamp is always going to be here. They are not looking for a change of the guards. They don't want that at all. As the guy clearly stated, when the forefathers first built this country, they didn't build it for everybody else. They built it for themselves. They had in mind their families, their wives, their grandkids, great grandkids, and the grandkid generations directly off of that. That's what they imagined. They imagined a whole brand new Europe of which they could control, they could rule, they can write the laws and the orders, they can do whatever it is that they wanted to do, completely separate of England. Right? That's what they wanted. That's what they envisioned. What they see now is not that. What they see now scares them. It puts them into a state of fear and panic. And this man right here is the only man that I've ever heard actually state the honest truth. And I'm happy and I'm thankful that he stated that truth so that everybody else can actually see what this election was really about. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.